Hello. Okay, so today's topic is I'm going to do something that I never thought I would actually do, which is to defend Aviron Pictures. Now, if you have followed the channel for any extended period of time, then you know that I have no love for Aviron Pictures and how they handled the marketing of the After movie. Now, what kind of really set me off is because, like, every time that something gets revealed, every time that something, comes out, like a picture or a video or something, people keep blaming the studio. People keep blaming Aviron Pictures for every single little thing. And what really kind of set me off was this one tweet where somebody kind of listed like all the kisses between Harden and Tessa that got cut. And the final sentence of that tweet said, Aviron Pictures editing team can kiss my ass. Okay, first of all, let's go ahead and clear something up right here. Aviron Pictures does not have an editing team inside the studio. They do not have an editing team. So whoever made any cuts to this film is from the production. Because again, there has not been, or not again, this is actually a reshoot, so maybe that's why I just said again. But there has not been any single reports that have come out from anybody associated with the film to come out and say that Aviron Pictures came in and took the film away from the filmmakers and did, the Frankenstein cut or whatever, did some studio interference. Like, nobody has come out to claim that. And actually, to a certain degree, it really has been only the fans who are attacking Aviron Pictures. That I have yet to see, like, any of the producers or Anna Todd, Jennifer Gibgod, I have yet to see them come after Aviron Pictures. Which that's actually the smartest thing. They've made a lot of smart decisions, but that's actually like one of the greatest things I've seen about them is that they do not want to go after the studio, because back in January, when a little film called Serenity came out with Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway, among many other A-list actors, look, it was a piece of fucking shit. I'm here to tell you that right now. It was a piece of shit. But anyway, when the film failed opening weekend, Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, and the writer-director Stephen Knight, they came out and wrote this entire, 5-6 paragraph statement, pretty much bad-mouthing Aviron Pictures and saying how piss poorly they handled the marketing. They didn't really, do any marketing for it and all that stuff. But yeah, pretty much like attacking Aviron Pictures. So Aviron Pictures pretty much came back swinging, pretty much saying, hey, don't blame us because you made a piece of shit movie. We test screened the hell out of your movie, and we could not find a single audience. I mean, we could not figure out a way to market your film. We could not figure out a way, to, pretty much to like market the film. We screened it for critics. We screened it for audiences. Nobody liked it. Like, very few people liked it. Like, we could not really get like a hold on like how do we market this film. But so going back to the After film, they haven't really, come out against Aviron Pictures, to the point that I think that Aviron Pictures is still very much going to be involved in the marketing or in the distribution, at least domestically, for After We Collided, because, again, no reports have come out to say that, Aviron Pictures is not involved anymore, that's the reason why they were in Cannes, at the Cannes Film Festival, or in Cannes, trying to sell the movie. Like, no, it was not only for international distribution, but for domestically, because the only thing that I've seen really, I mean, it doesn't really, like, no articles seem to be saying like, they're also there to trying to sell to domestic distributors, which leads me to believe that Aviron is still involved in this film in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, I mean, this whole video is just me trying to say, like, not everything can be laid at the feet of Aviron Pictures, because again, especially with the kissing, it's like, why would they care about that? That seems like a director decision. That seems like a producer decision. That seems like an editor decision. That does not seem like it came down from the studio, because again, I will repeat, why would they care about that? And again, I'm going to keep going back to the director, because again, the buck stops with the director. And until somebody comes out and says that Aviron Pictures came in and studio interfered in this film and took it away from the producers, from the director, from everybody involved, and, did like a Frankenstein cut or something, or brought in their own editor, not their own editor, because again, they do not have an in studio editor. They do not have an editor that works for the studio. Or hiring somebody else, to come in and edit the film, or farming it out to a different company, or a different company. I mean, there have been no reports of that. So again, this thing continues to fall at the feet of the director, because again, all I keep hearing from articles being written and from everything else is that there was an original script for this film. There was for the first film, and it was a lot closer to the books. There were changes made, but it was also a lot closer to the book. But once Jenny Gage came on, all of a sudden she brought on her own script writer, and then they changed it and ended up getting the film that we got. So again, the kissing edits, that seems like a Jenny Gage decision. The rating comes down to a Jenny Gage decision. That does not seem like it comes from the studio, because again, After is not that big of a movie. Like, After is not this hundreds of millions of dollar film where it's like, okay, no, we got to rate this down, to the lowest rating possible that we can get, so we can bring in the biggest audience possible. The rating decision, again, kind of falls to the director. I mean, I don't get why people are blaming the studio for that one. And again, I think even I did at some point. But look, the whole point of this is, look, you want to attack Jenny Gage, fine. You want to attack the editor, great. You want to attack Aviron Pictures for the marketing, great. But we cannot just keep putting every single thing about this film at the feet of the studio. Because again, this is not a $100 million movie. This is not, a $100, $200, $300 million movie. This is a small independent movie where it seems like, for the most part, or actually for pretty much the entire part, that Jenny Gage had the most say in this. Now, my feelings about Jenny Gage. You know that I'm happy that she got fired. You know that I'm happy that she will not be returning for the next film. But it seems like every piss poor decision that was made with this film came from her. And again, that's where I think independent films kind of, do, is that the buck stops with the director. If you have a $100, $200, $300 million movie, then you can start to put some shit on the studio. Then you can say, oh, this was made by a committee. But no, when you have these independent movies, then the buck stops with the director. That every piss poor decision just seems to keep coming back to the director, and I don't think we should ever take our eyes off of that. Because again, when we take our eyes off of that, then we start making outlandish claims against the studio. We start, attacking the studio, and like Aviron Pictures showed with Serenity, you attack us, we will come back swinging, and it will not be pretty. Because that was actually a very beautiful, very amazing statement that they put out in terms of Serenity back in January, when McConaughey, Hathaway, and the director-writer tried to come out, swinging against Aviron Pictures. So jump down to the comment section below. Let me know what you think about all of this. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you like what you see here and you want to continue to see more, remember that the After series read-throughs will be going throughout the entire franchise. I'm working on After We Collided. These will be daily uploads, barring any types of personal illnesses or issues. Now that we have the official green light on the After We Collided movie, I will be bringing you guys constant updates on that, so keep looking forward to that. Every other day, I will be bringing, talking about different topics that might come up in the fandom, or, that I might think of. If you have any topics that you would like to hear me talk about, leave it down in the comments section, or if you don't want to do that, my contact info is in the About section on my channel, so you can, contact me through that. Just remember, I'll see you later. After Naders. Fuck Aviron Pictures.